So turn down the lights, lock the door. It's time for DJs After Dark.
Hey everybody, welcome to DJs After Dark. My name is Danny J, along with Rob Cannon.
Yo, yo.
Dr. Rock Ray Thomas.
Putting my pants back on.
Oh, very good. And my good friend DJ Matt Sunner in the house.
Greetings from Anderson, South Carolina.
Is that your house behind you?
Oh, I wish. No, that's actually downtown Anderson.
Oh, it looks like you're like a new dictator in a village.
King Matt. I like that. King Matt.
Yeah, that's it.
Remember that episode on American Dad where the guy was out doing they did the dance? Everybody danced, and you ended up being the killer of all emperors or something like that. But welcome to DJs After Dark Season 2.
Yes,
Season
episode
2.
1.
Episode 1.
First show.
Great to be back with you.
It is. It's great. I'm glad everybody loved the show. I'm glad we're able to bring it back for you. Make sure you go on DJB Productions on YouTube, subscribe, share. Make sure other people are checking it out as well. This is such a funny show. It's such a great show. And on top of that, we have other great shows in there as well, such as That Way Cool Wrestling Show and also Capes Not Included. We have more shows coming to the channel as well, so it's definitely something you want to subscribe to because we're going to have a little something for everybody. And you're going to have some familiar faces on some different shows, and we're going to have some new faces as well. So by all means, check it out, subscribe it. Go on Facebook and like DJs After Dark. So that way you can comment with us on there, that type of thing, and we'll be able to hear from you and see what you want us to talk about or have any comments about shows, that type of thing. We'd love to hear from everybody.
Yeah, that would be a great thing. You know, if any of the watchers, the listeners have a suggestion what they might like to see us do, email us, message us, because hey, you know,
Matt, they want to see you do your broadcast with your shirt off.
Yeah.
No, nobody wants to see that.
Yeah.
I will do nudity, buddy.
I don't even want to see that.
You'd be the mad shirtless dictator of that village.
Although, you know, now with the green screen, maybe I can go ahead and just, you know, wear like one of those green suits and Photoshop somebody else's body on me.
Hold your ear and be like, this is Matt Sunner, direct from Beirut.
No, but
this is Wolf Blitzer.
Like Godzilla, like he just stepped on somebody. It was pretty cool.
Welcome, hello everybody. I'm going to thank everybody for coming on. Obviously, I want to thank my compadres that are on the show today as well. Today, we're going to be talking about a really, really cool subject called one-hit wonders. We know who they are. We know what they do. These are songs that were gigantic, but apparently they couldn't carry the weight of surpassing those songs.
Right.
So we're going to talk about one-hit wonders today. We're going to talk about a lot of different groups out there. You're going to hear some of the stuff. We'll be able to play a little bit here and there. Based on YouTube rules and stuff like that, we really can't get into the songs too much, but we do not own the rights to any of the music that we talk about or that you hear on the show. I just want to put that out there as well. When we bring up our list, a lot of them are very popular songs, and you don't realize until you start actually thinking about it that it is a one-hit wonder. We have a list that we're going to be bringing up. This is not a list compiled by us. Who's this compiled by?
EP1 has them.
Wikipedia.
This is a Wikipedia one. There's a
Wikipedia's got them.
Yeah. But a lot
SN's got them.
as I'm looking down this list, you're like, oh, yeah, I love that song. Oh, yeah, I remember that song. And then when you think about it, you're like, yeah, I never heard anything after that song. And that's what a one-hit wonder is. It's that one huge hit that never was surpassed and never was able to take.
And then that's what I'm going to try to do for you today. I'm going to try to tell you the follow-ups that didn't quite make it.
Yeah. Oh, I hear something right now.
You know, this was one that was a great party song.
Yes.
Right. And it was also a everybody. Yeah, we can't keep playing it because, you know, they don't like it.
They don't like that.
Are we going to do In the God of the Vita with the drum solo?
Yeah.
But anyway, that was
that's an entire episode all by itself.
You got
it. Song.
45-minute long episode as well.
Starts Monday, ends by Thursday.
Loop back at Mambo number 5. It really was a great party song, and it wasn't one of those songs that was not just catchy. And it was, but you know, some one-hit wonder songs are very cheesy.
Are we allowed to play a comedy version of it? It's really funny. It's called Mambo 69.
I think we can probably play a little bit of it, but I don't think we can actually play it long.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo 69.
We'll just play a couple seconds of it.
goodness. This is Ramon Jaworski on the microphone with Sinclair.
Sounds so sexy.
Time to get nasty.
Am I locking the door again?
Everybody's feeling fierce, so come on, let's ride to the corner store around the corner. The boys say they want some anal beads, but I really don't want them.
And we can't really get into it. We can't play them.
And there was another good parody version of that, because that came out right around the whole Clinton Monica Lewinsky scandal. There was Bimbo number 5, and it was talking about all the women that he had that he had cheated on Hillary with.
We don't get political on this show, but let me tell you something. I wanted Clinton to become emperor. I thought all time. But no, I mean, these are songs, like I said, they're very memorable songs, and some of them are like cheesy, and then other ones are like, oh my God, how could you forget that song? It's always like right in the back of your head. You even find yourself sometimes humming these songs without even thinking about it, because that's how ingrained they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another big song we're alluding to right now, we can't play too much of it, unfortunately, but Tainted Love, Soft Cell. It's amazing how big this song was. And the thing is, cut it out.
Cut it out, man.
You can't play that much.
We lost a whole episode because of that.
We lost a whole episode because of playing like 30 seconds of a song. So we really can't play the songs that much.
That was Eddie.
But
too long.
I'm looking at something right here that Rob paid for Monica Lewinsky's dress to be cleaned. I think that's awesome. Thanks, Rob.
Well, he's a humanitarian. But, you know, Tainted Love, what a great song. And here's the funny thing about DJ. You know, you want to play that song because everybody loves it. But based on the subject matter, it's sometimes not appropriate.
Yeah, I don't.
You know what I mean? Like, you can play it in a bar.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. It's more of a bar song.
But if you try to play it at a private function,
an 80th birthday party,
namely a wedding, you can't play it at a wedding at all because it's just not appropriate.
But you know, one that still works at a lot of parties, you know, because we have a lot of songs to talk about, so we're going to kind of zip through them. But one that still kind of works at young kids even love this song, and I'm talking kids today.
It's a huge
and
song.
like. It's very, very popular with all crowds. And
Come On Eileen.
Come On Eileen.
Dexy's Midnight Runners. There's a number of different versions of it.
Yeah.
And then,
Blackthorn did one.
Blackthorn did a good version of that as well.
There's even a website named after it.
Yes.
Is there?
They actually hated each other's guts. That band hated each other's guts.
And then
there's a website, Come On Eileen, but you do have to be 18 to view it.
There you go.
That kind of a website.
We talk about a song that girls absolutely loved, and I want to thank you.
Say it out loud in my mind.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, one of the songs I do want to talk about, and I think all the girls loved it. And it was Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Rob's like,
Relax.
The song was called Relax.
Yeah.
And it was talking about masturbation. It was talking about, sorry guys, coming and shit like that. And I think everybody, as soon as you played it on the dance floor, you got a full dance floor because they all wanted to do their own version of what they wanted to do to it.
That song that was big.
It was huge. It was huge.
I mean, heck, you still see it popping up today. People wearing, T-shirts that says "Frankie say relax."
Yep.
Yeah. Frankie knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, Frankie was doing it.
I know when I listen to this show and it says "lock the door and turn down the lights." It's the first song that I play. So relaxing.
A funny story that we bring that up. I'm friends with a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah. And what I mean by that is that I'm friends with a lot of different people. Maybe four, possibly four. The fourth one has a restraining order though. Yeah. But what happened was when I was younger, I was taken to my first and only Gwar concert.
Oh yeah, Gwar.
Familiar with Gwar? Gwar is a very theatrical band. They dress up like demons and like something right out of He-Man, right? And
something we wouldn't play as DJs.
We would never play as DJs now.
No.
And it's metal music, but it's not radio centric.
It's Power Man 5000.
You know what I mean? It's just like crazy.
Yeah.
Go to this
Power Man 5000 intensified.
Exactly.
I go to this concert, and this concert was at like a venue. So imagine it's like a bar venue that is able to accommodate bands. So it's a small venue. And I go in, and for the first time, I'm seeing these guys come out dressed as demons, and they have like prosthetic makeup on and stuff like that. And what happens is the lead singer, he has a prosthetic penis.
And they're pushing Danny down on it.
And the penis has like demons coming out of the penis, right? And stuff like that. And it has like little faces on it and shit like that.
Well, you really concentrated on that penis.
No, I'm just explaining what this is because I know Rob's going to ask me about it later.
Yeah.
So,
do you have any pictures, Dan?
You got any pictures of this penis? So,
what they're telling Danny in a nice way, don't choke, but you'll be okay.
It does is this penis prosthetic that has a button on it, and he simulates during his concert masturbation, and then he presses the button and he shoots out like corn chowder or something like that out of the head of the penis, right? So women are up there like, oh, and these are not women you're bringing home to your mom.
Never going to eat corn chowder again. Thanks, Dan.
So the girls are out there, and he's like, pap, 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 he's squirting like a fucking Gatling gun, right? Into this girl's face, whatever. And then he starts shooting it, and this motherfucker's like a Nerf gun. It has a range like you would not believe. I'm sitting there far back, and I get some of this shit in my eye. And I'm like, I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm out of here.
A liquid?
Whatever this liquid was, it got in my eye.
Oh, man.
And I went like this. I was like,
You might have a lawsuit.
I might have a
why
lawsuit.
you have bad eyes.
Yeah.
Dan, you were illegally cornholed.
Anyway.
Hey, you guys, you should be able to find a picture of Guar somewhere. I was going to try pulling one up, but unfortunately, the keyboard's too far away from me.
Just so you have an idea.
Well, let me just say one thing to move on. Was if you guys remember a country song, which actually I don't know why this is in there because he did have other hits.
He had other hits, and this is not right. This was a big hit.
Yeah, and I don't understand why, but I guess this was definitely his biggest hit. And of course, we're talking about
now. If
Billy
you want to
Ray
say a
Cyrus.
one-hit wonder as far as an album's concerned, his second album didn't do as well.
No, right.
So I put it that way.
He did have some songs.
Well, here we're talking about Billy Ray Cyrus, "Achy Breaky Heart."
Mm-hmm.
What a huge fucking stupid song!
But it was huge at the country bar.
Huge.
You had to play this at least a couple times a night.
He had songs, and some of my more favorite ones were like "It Could Have Been Me."
Yeah,
that was a great song.
He even redid "These Boots Are Made for Walking." I think he did a version of that.
He did a song called "She's Not Crying Anymore."
Well, but
it's awesome.
I think the problem is that this song is so ingrained. I think the song is completely like off the charts as far as like it's stuck in your head. Like everybody, no matter if you listen to country or not, knew it. Maybe that's what they're trying to base this off of.
Yeah, I think the general description of a one-hit wonder, it's like pretty much the general public only knows that one song. You know, if you follow that genre, you maybe know more songs from them. But
I'm not. If I'm not a country guy, I'm not listening.
Right,
to
you only heard that one song.
Yeah, but I will tell you that the Billy Ray Cyrus song crossed over. A lot of DJs opened up.
Yeah, it did.
They opened up their show with that song. Why? Because everybody would get up and dance to it.
I wouldn't open up my show.
Yeah, that was you, Ray.
I did.
That was you, Ray. I didn't open up with it.
But
I didn't get cornholed the corn chowder like you did.
You know, everybody got to take one for the team.
I can never eat that soup again.
Based on the current political climate, you know, we could, you could probably sue them now for that.
Matt, coming into the show
is Eddie.
But Eddie lost a lot of weight because he's this little blue figure.
Yeah. He's probably not even on. But anyway,
he lost weight and joined the Blue Man Group.
Let's talk about this hit. This.
Oh, what a huge hit. What a
Hey.
We can't hear you. We can't see you, Ed.
We hear Eddie.
Well, why can't you see me? What the hell? Hold on.
Eddie,
he's lost in a sea of darkness.
Eddie is just two blue dots. I'm confused.
Oh, hold on, for heaven's sakes.
Ed, you're a little blue
Ed's
dot.
trying to come on. It's like we're resuscitating. Clear.
Ed, welcome to season 2.
Just remember, Ed, turn down the lights and lock the doors.
Well, hold on now.
All right, now.
We see the new image.
Hold on to what?
While we're waiting on Ed to figure it all out, we're going to still talk about Mickey.
But Mickey, Tony Basil, let me tell you something. I just saw an interview with her. The girl's 70, I want to say 72 or 73.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 72 or 73.
I did not realize she was that old.
And that looks great.
Yeah,
right?
but she's probably brittle.
Phenomenal. Tony Basil is like that. She's that grilf. That's a grandmother you want to bang.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's
That's
probably
her.
pretty
She was
brittle.
young back when she did that
She
song.
did, and she
And
was.
that was the
when she
80s,
did that
right?
song, she was not young. No, she was
No.
like in her 30s, I think, or something.
I do
Actually,
believe,
in her late 30s, early 40s,
Yeah.
I think.
and I do believe she was talking about Mick Jagger, wasn't she? Or at least that was the rumor at one point.
Hey, we have Ed.
Ed, say
Eddie
hi.
C.
Hey, can we hear me?
Is he live in his shed?
Yeah,
But Ed, you're phasing out of existence. I think Back to the Future is playing a role in your.
Ed, you're looking like Star Trek in the transporter.
How bad? How bad?
Very bad.
Very bad.
All right, let me
You're a
see.
floating head practically.
A floating head.
He just looks like a spleen.
Oh,
Me and Rob are going to recreate what you look like. Oh, my darling. I love you.
okay, we'll just do audio then.
There you go. Just do audio.
why don't you just cut out the?
Why don't you just go
Just
out
do
and-
green screen like
go out and
Matt
go
did.
back in.
I can't do green screen. What program are you using?
Matt's the king of
Woo-hoo.
Batman. There he is.
Just
There
go.
we are.
I want to see your face. I want to see those stems.
Yes. We want to see it.
And I want to take care of these technical issues before I get through the end of the show.
Yeah, you
Why
can, you
is
can
the
do
word
all
head
kinds of
on
fun
this?
once you have green screen, buddy.
This guy, Matt Sutter. Bring out a.
Wait, how you doing that? What program are you using there, Matt?
It's called OBS. It's online or
I have
open
it.
broadcast something. I can send
Matt,
you a link.
Hold on. Stop. I have OBS. How do you make that work?
Oh
Just
my
get
God.
yourself
Look
your
at this
green
offline.
screen
Yes.
and
Go.
Seriously.
hey, and that's a discussion for another time. I can send you a link, so I'll tell you exactly how to do it.
This song.
And I'm waiting for Metallica to come on stage.
Did he not have anything else?
He did, but this was the only one that really made
They
it.
made anything.
And then Michael Jackson redid this. So
And that's another reason why this song is so popular too, is that it got remade, and it got remade roughly in the same era. When you think about it, about 20 years apart. Would you say?
I'm trying to think. I think that was more 60s.
What? What's the song?
No, actually, it says 50s, but I'm-
50s, right? And then
Yeah, it was.
and then Michael Jackson did it in the 60s, right?
no.
Yeah,
Well,
Jackson 5. Yeah, Jackson 5 did it. It was late 60s,
Jackson
early
5,
70s.
60s.
Yeah, it was late
Jackson
60s.
5 was the 60s, you're thinking?
Yeah, it wasn't the 70s.
69.
Jackson was an adult in the 70s.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Well, again, Rob was alive in the 60s, and if you remember the 60s, you weren't actually there.
Yeah, but I'll go by you. Matt, you got some Google there. Google Jackson 5.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here.
What's the song?
Is it right? Oh, no, it doesn't say it on
That's
this.
Bobby Day. It doesn't say the year.
What
Let's
is
see
it?
here.
Jackson
song
5,
is it?
Matt, look up. Anyway. But what a great song.
Yeah.
What song? Rob, what song was it?
Rockin' Robin.
Rock and Robin.
It was done. Rockin' Robin.
We got everybody looking it up.
I'll go 1971.
So I was right.
For what? For
Rockin'
Jackson
Robin.
Rob? For Jackson
Yeah,
5?
I'll do 19 because Jackson 5 came out in 1970.
It was 1972. 1972 they did it.
There you go.
Rockin' Robin.
For Rock and Robin. There you go.
Rock and Robin, that's correct.
Eddie, your picture of you is beautiful.
Yeah.
You're like
We
a-
want to
you're-
see the real Eddie.
We want to see the real Eddie C. Come on, you
Yeah.
gay son of a bitch.
What does he think? He's the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, what do you
No, Eddie's looking like one of the blue
Blue Oz behind that screen?
Exactly. Yeah. Eddie joined the Blue Man Group.
I'm having,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
having
it.
technical issues here.
Eddie's looking like a blue man.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, big guy.
We'll have that taken care of.
You know what? When you talk, you remind me of the guy from 2001 Space Odyssey.
Hal.
Al.
Why? What does it sound like? Does it sound bad?
Because you own
I
this
can't do
little
that, Dave.
stick figure, and it's like blinking.
I'm going to lock the door and turn down the lights.
Good morning.
I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that.
He just died. You know that, Matt?
Generation.
The guy Hal.
Oh, musical youth.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this song the other day, 3 days ago. And I
Yeah.
said,
Dutchie, baby. Pass the Dutchie.
That's Dutchie. Great song.
yeah. Music, what's that? Musical youth?
Yeah.
Musical youth. Yep.
Yes.
But don't get crazy with these songs. Rob.
I know.
We're gonna
Look at Danny. Cut the song, Rob. Cut it. Cut it.
Just cut it.
What happened with
played
Run Around 2?
35
Thanks, Ed.
We played 35 seconds of a song, and YouTube was like, you can't play this in any country anywhere because of copyright issues. So we had to actually redo the show. That's why we have one episode where it's no video. It's just like a MP4, and that's because we had to edit it completely down, and we lost audio, video audio.
You know, I understand this whole thing about why they want to license everything.
Yeah.
But you know, aren't we kind of doing them a favor by bringing a flashback and people saying, "Well, I remember that." You know, I always wanted to buy that song. So
well, they want to
maybe
make
go out
sure that
and
we're not
buy it.
monetizing, meaning that we're not getting paid off of that subscriptions or ads,
Right.
which we're not by all means.
No.
I need you to.
Bob, there's a guy from Google at your door right now. He's knocking on your door. He wants to talk to you about what you just said.
You know, and the crazy thing about it is, because I know I actually watch there's a YouTube channel that these guys react. They're mainly like hip hop heads, and they react to like other music videos. And they tried doing Led Zeppelin, and I forget what song they tried doing, and YouTube nixed it. But then they went and tried reacting to When the Levee Breaks, and they let it fly. And the only thing I can think of is I do believe Led Zeppelin, their version was a cover. And that's the only reason I think it probably got through.
Levee Breaks.
Yeah, it got through. I mean, literally, the one video they talked about, like, we tried reacting to whatever, and it got blocked. So now we're doing this, and it went through.
Each song is copyrighted separately, so it could very well be that the copyright was written differently for one song versus the other.
Yeah,
that's
Right.
Very, very possible.
Different language. They were written in different licenses. They
Yeah.
were.
Yeah. How
I
about
know that. We were talking about one-hit wonders, and we were talking about it.
Oh,
When
here you go. Right, shut up for a second.
99 Lost Balloon?
Yeah,
Remember this?
that's a big
Oh,
one.
Eddie's coming in. He's
Eddie!
fading in. Eddie.
He's in the clouds.
He's in the clouds.
Oh, Ed.
Talk, Ed.
Yo,
A little more than that.
no, this is does not look good. So I gotta turn that off.
Yeah,
Ed, you look like God.
Yeah.
I was just thinking the same thing.
God, Ed.
Looks like God.
He's up in the clouds and looking down.
Issues, whatever.
Bless you, my son.
We'll get it taken care of.
He's back to the blue guy again.
He's taking us back to
Check
nowhere
one, two.
now.
Matt, remember we were talking about this when these guys were doing all the wiring problems. Remember we were talking about Rockwell's. Somebody's watching you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody's watching me.
That
One or
was-
two, yeah.
Yeah. And then Michael Jackson.
Guest vocals by Michael Jackson, because Rockwell, it was Barry Gordy's.
Actually credited on that.
No, he was credited, but I think it happened.
He was.
Yeah, he was. I don't think, but I do know that what really helped Rockwell on that, like, I think his uncle, I think, was like Barry Gordy, somebody from high up at Motown, and was like, and Michael did that as a favor
To
I
Barry.
think, to Barry Gordy, because it was like kind of like, hey, all right, cool, I'll come in and I'll do some backing vocals on the song.
And the song was a Halloween-esque song.
Mm-hmm.
And by all means, Rockwell was not an artist.
No,
No,
At all.
great song though. Definitely great song about being paranoid.
right.
Tap to it or whatever. I mean, I'm not putting it on my phone or anything like that. But
Dan, and the song that you're really fond of mine is We Don't Have to Take Off Our Clothes.
yes.
If you remember that one, because you remember the 45 times that it skipped when
Yeah.
you came out to see me that night. But that was a one-hit wonder.
That
Yeah.
was a one-hit wonder. Yeah. And then it got remade by Fallout Boy.
Okay. Fallout Boy.
And it became a hit again. Not a huge hit, but it became a hit again with Fallout Boy doing their version of it. But that was a good song too. And Jermaine Stewart.
Main Stewart, exactly right.
And he was a good singer. He was a very good singer, but he did nothing afterwards.
Yeah. Michael was the
I
big
think
head brother
unfortunately,
there.
though, I think he passed away. Jermaine
How about
Stewart.
this?
He actually did pass away. That was Norman Greenbaum.
Remember this?
Yeah.
Get it off.
Do you know how popular that song is today? That song is like
It pops up everywhere.
everywhere.
I think my fondest memory of that song, and I'm not a big fan of the song,
What was his name?
is when Howard Stern did it with his band called The Losers.
Oh my
That
God.
was like that was his go-to song whenever he played somebody else's band. They played Spirit in the Sky.
And I think we talked about this earlier. Remember the band Looking Glass, and they did the song
Yeah.
Brandy? They actually did a follow-up song called Jimmy Loves Marianne that was actually better than Brandy. And I liked it because I know
Who the fuck is Marianne, though? Who's this bitch?
it's just that was the name of the song.
Who's this bitch?
If you guys get a chance, if you guys ever get a chance and legally get the rights to play it longer than 13 seconds, play Jimmy Loves Marianne by Looking Glass.
Here's a very fun song.
Dan, don't worry.
Be happy now.
Yeah.
Bobby McFerrin.
Very good.
You
And I
remember this?
think with this song, and keep in mind too, this song is one of the ones. Cut it off. I'm tired of telling you to cut it off. These songs,
Rob's all about pushing the envelope.
Paranoid now. Cut it off.
There's a guy at the door who wants to serve you pancakes.
this was in the height of video era. So the "Don't Worry, Be Happy" song from Bobby McFerrin featured Robin Williams. It featured, I forget the gentleman's name, but he's the guy that became Mr. Noodle on Elmo, and he's been in a lot of different stuff because he's kind of like he can break dance and he can pop and lock, and he's actually on the FX show Legion right now. Real tall gentleman. I forget what his name is, but he plays a lot of different parts like that. And the video itself was not overly produced, but it was just a fun, "Don't Worry, Be Happy" song. It was a "Don't Worry, Be Happy" video.
Yeah.
And it had
They're all hanging out, goofing around, and just doing silly stuff. And
lasted a long while. It was one of those things that was like just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot
And
of
also, I mean, what really made it unique too is the fact that there are no instruments on it. Everything you're hearing is Bobby McFerrin is doing that either with his mouth or doing body slapping and
whistling, right?
Yeah.
Ass
Yeah.
blowing.
that was his big thing. There were no instruments in his song. It was all this kind of a cappella body slapping and
Actually a jazz singer. He was a jazz
I
singer.
know. Well, we were just playing Turning Japanese.
oh yeah, the Vapors.
Vapors. Yeah.
Papers.
That was a great song too.
Catchy. Not as big
Wait,
as some of these
wasn't
other
that song
wonders.
about pot smoking though? I forget.
Either the group
Because-
was or they were.
You know how people when they're high, their eyes are like.
No, I think it was actually about like voyeurism. I think basically like you were like taking pictures of girls and like recording them and stuff.
Sounds like Robert, the OK Corral or whatever it was called back then.
Okay, Corral. Yeah, he was there with Wyatt Earp. I saw him every Friday night when I walked in there.
Nice. The camera's supposed to be under your skirt, man.
What a great thing. Then we had what's some other ones here? You know what? I'm looking at the list here.
Well, Ed, what was your favorite one-hit wonder? Do you know?
Yeah, I have it queued up actually. If you're ready, I don't know if anybody remembers this one.
Turn it off real quick.
Good.
Was it?
I have no idea.
I think it's in the middle.
This is DJ's After Dark, not Name That Tune.
I can name that note in that song in 7 seconds.
I did that song in 3 minutes, 25 seconds.
Little afternoon delight.
Oh, the Starland Vocal Band.
Yeah,
You know, believe it or not, they had their own TV show.
really.
They had their own summer replacement show.
Wow,
Starling Vocal Band.
Some of the songs on here, we're looking at this list. Like one of the ones they have on here is like Funky Town from Lips.
Lips.
Yeah.
What a huge fucking song. Funky
That was a
Town.
dance. That was a killer
Listen
dance.
to Funky Town. In the song, there is really no lyrics. Literally,
No, there isn't. It's
just repeating
The
God.
same
What the fuck they do nowadays?
But you know that
But-
song honestly was so
talk
popular.
about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it.
Yeah, that song.
Nowadays,
with a
nobody
lot
talks
of-
about it.
Now, too, a lot of the songs that we're talking about, with the exception of maybe the stuff from like the 70s and the 60s, you figure you owed a lot of that to MTV.
Yes.
And also, too, and this is something we could maybe even talk about at some point, but movie soundtracks.
Yes.
Because a lot of these songs would like show up in movie soundtracks. And
Yes.
next thing you know, there's a video for it because they're trying to promote the movie. So there's a video for it and everybody knows the song.
Who was the king of movie soundtracks?
Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins, that's right.
Kenny Loggins.
Kenny
Yeah,
Loggins.
absolutely.
Do you remember the song "She's Like the Wind"? That was Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze.
What
Yeah.
What a horrible fucking song that was. But like, it was almost as good as fucking Don Johnson's fucking song.
Oh,
Yeah.
That one. It sounded
Yeah.
just like it.
That was a
It sounded almost just
actually-
like it.
that was actually a great song.
Yeah, it was. Cool video, too.
But Kenny Loggins is probably the only artist I know that was able to do a soundtrack song and make that song a #1 hit.
Top Gun.
Every time. Think about it. He's got Footloose.
That's still huge.
He's got
song.
Take Me Halfway. That was from Over the Top.
Over the Top.
He's got
I'm All Right. Caddyshack.
Right. What else did he have? Got a couple
obviously, Danger Zone from Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Yep.
So I mean, yeah.
Nobody's got that record at all.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You know, Dan, I know you like this song. This was one of Dan's favorites. Still plays it.
Barbie Girl.
This song.
Barbie Girl.
Barbie Girl, yeah.
Wow.
Well, he loved
Listen
Barbie
to this real quick.
Dan locked the door and turned the lights down.
Cut.
Wow.
Yeah.
Video
killed the
Radio star.
Because let me tell you something. That's an interesting song because that was the first video played on MTV.
Ever.
Yes, ever.
So that's got that scenario with it as well. But a one-hit wonder once again. And remember, these songs all around the same time, it was like the in thing to get in and get out. It was like a lot of these songs between 1980 and 1983. I would say 1984 at the longest, but 1983. In that 3-year span, it was like play a song, get in, get out, make your money and go away. And that's what a lot of these groups were. It was all around the same time frame. Now, I play this.
My Sharona.
I play this at bars and stuff like that.
This was huge at roller skating, too.
They actually had a follow-up to it called, but they also did Good Girls Don't.
Yeah.
It was a real popular
I
song.
do. Good Girls
That's right. Rob
a song.
Yeah.
Another good one that Rob used to play at KP Corral all the time was
How old are you?
the Escape Club.
Get into my car.
Wild West.
Wild Wild West.
Wild
Escape
West.
Club.
Dance.
Yeah.
I mean, Rob played it a lot because it was specific to a dance that everybody could play. And it's
But I used other songs.
But it was a huge hit for them. That was song again for whatever year it came out. I mean, it was like everywhere. You couldn't get away from it.
And another thing we're looking at here too, like when we look at not so much these rock songs from the 80s, but when we look at that like Funky Town, and then this other song, which is which one? Born to Be Alive, from Patrick Hernandez.
Yep.
Here's some ladder disco.
Yeah.
Disco was very famous for Get In, Get Out. Let's face it. There aren't many groups that were really highly known in disco that did more than one song.
Well, we were born
to be alive.
The Bee Gees were probably one of the only bands that really did that. And even too, and that was more or less too, they weren't even necessarily a disco band. They kind of went to a disco sound when disco came out.
They were a rock band in the 70s.
And they're like, okay, this is what's going on. We can do this too and still stay relevant.
Tried to do it.
Remember Turn the Beat Around by Alicia Bridges? That was a one-hit wonder.
I Was Made for Loving You.
I Was Made for Loving You. That's a disco song.
That had a total disco beat to it.
How about Bryan Adams?
Bryan Adams had more than one.
Let Me Take You Dancing by Bryan Adams.
Oh, from in disco, you mean?
Yeah. I'm going to play a piece of that, but remember this one?
Chumbawamba.
Chumbawamba.
That one was pretty big. But there's a Bryan Adams song
Tub Thumping
came out that everybody that knows who Bryan Adams is obviously knows he's a rocker.
You know, Summer of
Like a
69.
knife,
You
baby.
know,
Cuts Like a Knife.
I do.
69.
But I'm going to play a piece of this song that when I play it, you won't.
Not longer than 4 seconds because Danny will have it.
Actually,
I'm going to cut it right the fuck off.
I'm just going to start it like in the middle.
It's one of those songs that's probably so like, not known that you could probably play the whole thing. It's probably almost like
All right, listen, this is Bryan Adams. I love this song. It's actually a good.
It's a very good disco song,
is.
which needs to be cut.
Yeah.
And then, and
that was Bryan Adams.
It's just one big
It
edit.
really
It
was.
don't even sound like him.
No, it didn't sound like him at all. I think that's a typo in the system.
Yeah, that was more like Leaf. That was more like Leaf Garrett.
If you type,
Yeah.
Google, do it. Yeah, it does sound like that. Google this, somebody, whether it's the audience or not. Let Me Take You Dancing. See what comes up. See if Bryan, because
Rob, what it says is copyright infringement. Thank you, Rob Cannon.
Yes.
All right. So
No, seriously, let me take you dancing.
It says when Danny J says cut.
Are you looking
he
that
means
up,
cut.
Eddie?
What's it called? Let me take you dancing.
Yeah. I just want to see if it really comes up Bryan Adams because
right.
I have a record of this that says Bryan Adams. Or maybe it's like Quincy Jones with you know how Quincy Jones.
It's Bryan Adams. Brian Adams.
What's that?
Yeah, Bryan Adams, Brian, unlike the one we all know, which is Bryan.
Correct, man.
Bryan Adams, Bryan. Adams. Let me take you dancing, 1979.
Wow.
So that's not the right Bryan Adams then.
I don't know.
Well, if you found it on Wikipedia, you should be able to click on his name and it'll take you to wherever it links to.
It's right under Sean Cassidy.
Of course, we could do this after the show.
Yeah. But anyway, we really got to wrap this show up.
We have to wrap the show. We went really quick
running
through this because there was so much to
Yeah.
talk about.
I mean,
And
geez, you could probably do like 3 or 4 episodes on this if you
on this
really
one,
wanted to.
Yeah.
Wonders are fantastic. They're just songs that are
And they're
stuck in
good
our
to
heads.
use.
They're very good to use as DJs, and they're very popular songs. And there was a time when that was the time in the industry to do it.
Yeah.
Get a song, get in, get out. It wasn't anything about making an album or anything like that.
Hello.
It's
That's
fun.
gotta be it. Ed, you come in late, you fucking disrupt my thing. You look like Hal
And-
from 2001 Space
and-
Odyssey.
Tell what do you call?
I can't do that, Dave.
Talk to her now because Dan can hear her.
I can hear her.
You didn't know my phone was on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Before we go, can you say,
That was one of my clients.
Ed,
Yeah. Okay.
before we go, Ed,
Clients.
Did you buy cookies from her?
Ed, before you go,
You,
can you say-
you see those 2 chicks, Girl Scouts? I took 2 boxes.
Funny, Ray, but I'm not laughing right now.
Ed, before
We
go,
are.
Ed, Ed,
Man,
before we go, say good morning, Dave.
good morning, who?
Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Dave. Whoever Dave is.
I don't
See, that was the
Got it.
beta version of Dave of Hal. 2001.
I'm sorry, I can't do that, Dave.
That's the one that did not go up into space. Was that fucking?
I don't understand what you're saying here.
It was that Bender version from what's that? What's that Simpson?
Ed, are you okay? For just to, Ed,
2001
have you
Space Odyssey.
never seen 2001: A Space Odyssey?
No, never seen that. I'm gonna have to watch it.
Oh,
That's why you get the joke.
It's
This is
classic.
the reference.
Classic.
Well, we're gonna shut this down because Ed just totally killed the show right now.
Yeah.
Close out with the song "Red Red Wine" by RB40.
Oh, can we end with one of this? Can we end with this? One of my favorites here. Here we go. One hit wonder.
What?
I don't even know where it's at, but okay.
Hey, 2 seconds.
yeah.
Black Velvet.
Black Velvet.
Atlanta Miles.
A lot of miles.
Miles.
All right,
A minor follow-up single for her was called "Love Is."
Yes, that was a great song.
Mm-hmm.
and then her agent was leave.
No, she wore leather pants. I swear to God,
Yeah, she
Yeah.
looked like
they never came off.
Mm-hmm.
she looked like the girl that was on ER, the Margolis. What is that girl?
Juliana Margulies.
Yeah, she looked like Juliana Margulies.
Yeah.
She was a lot of hand cream, boys.
Well, anyway,
She was.
that's if you don't like it rough.
Black velvet in your little girl smile.
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks,
For-
guys.
for
Oh, this devolved quickly.
Matt Sunner, for Dr. Rock Ray Thomas, for
Call
Rob,
me star.
and for DJ Eddie C, aka
Looks like the
Hal.
sun's coming up. Was
We'll
that
see
as
you
good for you as it
after
was for
dark.
me? Join us next time for DJ's After Dark.